Hello everybody and welcome to our Q&A, and it's very exciting today because this Q&A is specially for World Mental Health Awareness Week, and the theme of World Mental Health Awareness Week is move and movement and no mind left behind. So today I am joined by Adrian. Adrian, please can you tell me about yourself and your charity?
Hi, Vicky. I'm Adrian Leather. I'm Chief Executive of Active Lancashire. We're a charity which covers wider Lancashire, and we're about getting people to move more, to be physically active and enjoy the benefits of sporting lifestyles within their communities, ideally. And we're about promoting healthy lifestyles through activity, which will enable people to be more to enjoy a better health profile, but also to be more economically active and enjoy a better quality of life throughout the whole of their life.
Fantastic, thank you so much. And that segues us beautifully into our first question, which is, why is moving and physical activity so important to support positive mental health?
It's a great starter, isn't it, Vicky? And I think all any of us have to do is just reflect upon, what does it feel like when we don't move? What does it feel like after we've just been, particularly if you've just been sitting at a desk all day, cooped up in the office, cooped up in home? You feel like you need to get out, don't you?
Yeah.
And moving, as we know, particularly getting outside, increases those endorphins, those feel good factor that comes through just getting out, taking a breath of fresh air, just feeling the ground under your feet as you're moving or cycling or wheeling or whatever you're going to do. But we do know from the research that being active actually does improve the quality of people's lives, and particularly things like their sleep. And we know the relationship between good quality sleep and good quality mental health. We know that for younger people, and let's talk about children up to 5 years, so children which are more physically active, it really aids their brain development. It enables them to socialize, it enables them to understand the world, and it helps actually set in train a whole series of things that we take for granted, like balance and being able to just catch stuff and interact with the world better. So all that coordination stuff and having the right start in life is just so important. But as we move and we grow up, and particularly for teenagers, one of the things that really affects teenagers is about depression and low mood. And again, physical activity has been shown to be equally as effective as talking therapies and prescribed medication in improving the mental health and the resilience of young people and adults, but enables people to deal with stress, anxiety, and depression better just through taking a walk, ideally getting out of breath, because that's what we're talking about here when we talk about physical activity, and enabling again good social networks through physical activity and interaction with other people. And as we move on in that life course, particularly for older adults, being physically active is really, really important, as well as preventing all those issues around cardiovascular health and those issues around type 2 diabetes. It helps people manage things like pain, and being active is one of the main ways that you can actually help with your pain management. And I think we all know, if you are in pain, you're more likely to experience poor mental health. And again, it can help with things like stress management and sleep. And that's a critical thing as we get older, that we all practice those self-regulation, bit of discipline, just to get those benefits, and just that's the bedrock of good mental health in most people. So it's great place to start, Vicky.
Do you know, and it's something that's really close to my heart. But I have an anxiety disability, and I talk to lots of other people who have anxiety, and it manifests itself in many different ways. And for some people, they have health anxiety, where they're particularly worried about their body and illnesses and things like that. And actually they get quite fearful sometimes of getting to that point where they are losing their breath because of activity, because of their heart rate racing and going up. And actually, that's a really good thing. It's really good that you're out of breath, and I've been having lots of conversations with people about that.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. If you're actually going to get the benefits of physical activity, you do need to get out of breath. So just to pootling around with the dog, that's great. You're moving, but actually to get the benefits and actually help you manage those hormonal issues, particularly around cortisone and adrenaline, you need to be burning that off, and to a degree, you need to increase your heart rate so that your blood is actually utilizing those hormones effectively around your body. They're not building up. And you're helping to manage that stress and that anxiety. So we are talking about a walk where you're going to get slightly out of breath. You can just about manage to talk. That's the level of physical activity that you need to be looking at as to help burn those hormones off in your body at a physiological level.
And it's amazing, isn't it? I know that particularly when we've had bad weather and
Yeah.
we've not been, we've felt that we've not, it gives us an excuse sometimes, doesn't it, to not get outside when it is raining. And I talk to my husband all the time about, I can feel my mental health being affected from just being inside for that day.
Mm.
And by the end of the day, I'm lethargic. I'm tired, but not tired enough to sleep.
Mm.
It's an effort to even move, and that's just one day.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. So studies have shown that if you're sitting around, you're not doing anything, your cognitive function starts to decrease. So your ability to think clearly, to make effective decisions, significantly reduced. You're not managing your blood sugar as well. So even if you haven't got diabetes or you're pre-diabetic, you're not managing those spikes in blood sugar as well, particularly if you've had a heavy meal. And again, as you say, that helps you, like, makes you feel lethargic, and you've got issues there connected with blood pressure and even things like inflammation. And it's really interesting, isn't it, about the inflammation that you've got in your body, which is associated with pain like arthritis and depression, are very much linked. And that's where the evidence has really shown that by being physically active, you can reduce that level of inflammation across your body and help manage things like blood pressure, managing your weight, and those are just the physiological stuff. But Vikkey, as anybody will know, if you're going for a walk with someone, you end up in that walk and talk scenario, don't you? And we mustn't forget those benefits of that social interaction with people, sharing, learning, caring. That's the stuff that we hope people will see as perhaps the bigger benefits really to come out of physical activity, because as well as looking after yourself, you're giving and supporting other people with their quality of life, aren't you? And that's so important.
Thank you.